for having this important conversation, letting us have this important conversation. These are some extraordinary women that run media, which is challenging by themselves, or they themselves are journalists, writers, and storytellers. So when we talk about marketing, we're not just talking about social media and what to give, you can do it yourself. That's not what we are. We're talking about each of these women own their platform, but at the very same time, we collaborate with each other. We support one another, and today's conversations and the questions you're going to hear is designed to help you guys that own your own business to see the value we bring to the table so that you can further your own businesses. So no way are we telling you today that social media doesn't work. That's not what we're doing. We're just telling you how it has impacted our businesses and why we started. And I'm gonna let each of these phenomenal women tell you how they got started and why it was so important for them to take this position. So we're gonna begin with you.
Hello everybody, and congratulations to everyone who stayed for the media panel. Give yourself a round of applause. Thank you Melton and team for having me. I'm absolutely honoured. This is my first table design, and honestly Nadia, you're doing an amazing job at being the MC as well. So thank you, thanks for the introduction. So my name is Rhiannon Downey-Hurst, also known as Rio. I'm from Dubai, UAE, originally from London. I started Bride Club ME over 14 years ago when I was, cliche, a bride getting married in the UAE and realised there was a distinct lack of online community and platform for brides planning their weddings. I was very overwhelmed. I knew nothing about the wedding industry, but I came from a media marketing background. So click, ping ping, I started brideclubme.com, which has now evolved into, I would say, we fall at the intersection of being a traditional digital media platform, a concierge matchmaker, and also, more importantly, a community for brides and the industry in the UAE and beyond. So that's me. Thank you.
That's a big role.
Well, my name is Alexa. I am co-founder and Chief Marketing Officer in WIMA Global. This is a marketing agency for wedding professionals. We promote planners, vendors, venues, countries, destinations to grow them and to let them get more clients. 2 years ago, we had an idea and launched Wedding Venues Directory, which is which has high level of trust now among couples and wedding planners all over the world. And the main idea was this directory has only venues, no planners, no other vendors, venues only. And we have a part as one of the parts, but Digest, it's a media outlet where we publish selected materials from selected wedding professionals, and thus we bring value to them and to the community of couples and planners and other wedding professionals, which we grow instantly.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
That's a big help. Next.
Hi, I'm Alison Hargreaves, and I founded our original company, Guides for Brides, just over 30 years ago. So it was actually before the internet even existed. We had no worries about social media or Google or AI or any of the things we need to think about now. So massive evolution in that brand. And perhaps the biggest step in that brand was in 2016, 2017, when we realized there was a huge amount of our audience were looking for destination weddings, and they were looking for the luxury brands. And luxury brands don't like marketing in the places where couples were looking, which was on a mainstream brand. So even though we felt it was the wrong thing to be doing for couples, we had to bend to work for all of the brands and produce Beyond Weddings, which is our very, very curated, hand-picked media outlet. So primarily
In theory, it's a directory, just like Guides for Blind, seen as a directory, but the directory bit is a minute part of what we do. I think, like everyone else, it's evolving into part of a much, much bigger platform. So Beyond Weddings has been going now for, gosh, how many years is that? 8 years or so, and is very much where the growth is. Certainly from the UK, 40% of couples are looking at international weddings now. So Guides for Brides will always be there. It's a very stable brand, but Beyond Weddings, that luxury curation, putting planners and venues in touch, is the forward movement. Samar.
Hello everyone, I'm Samar, founder of Arabia Weddings. My story with the wedding industry starts over 20 years ago when I first established a company in Jordan, where I'm based, to organize exhibitions and conferences. So one of the events that we organized was a wedding show in Jordan. A 3-day event, once a year, where couples would come to meet the venues, the vendors, photographers, get some offers from them, watch a fashion show, etc., etc. This was prior to social media. No Facebook, no Instagram, nothing. Facebook came along. It was a very useful tool for us to start promoting the event and reach a wider audience of the younger generation. And then came Instagram and then the others. And social media was a double-sided sword. On one hand, it was useful to market the venues, and the venues now had a wonderful tool where they can advertise and reach a wider audience. On the other hand, for organizers of B2C events, it affected the footfall of the events, because now they can find and connect and communicate directly with vendors on their mobile phones 24/7. So at that point, I think like every other entrepreneur, you stop and start asking yourself, what's next? Do I continue with the event? Do we stop the event? What do we do? I love the wedding industry. I've acquired a great knowledge. I have a database, the experience. How do I stay relevant? How do I stay connected with the audience and answer all the questions that we used to receive like a month after the wedding show is done? And then it occurred to us that it's better to go digital. Move it, stay relevant, move with your audience from the physical world onto the digital world. So that was a step outside of my comfort zone. Because I had no technical background. I still have no technical background, but I understand technology a little bit better nowadays. So I took that step and decided to create Arabia Weddings to stay relevant and for the audience and be able to serve them 24/7 wherever they are around the world. And now the vision for Arabia Weddings basically is to be among the leaders of the wedding planning portals around the world, lead through partnerships, innovation, and relevance.
Fantastic. I'm gonna sum this so far. All of these media platforms, you guys have to literally hear what they've all done. That's very similar. They've all had to pivot to go into it. And I'm gonna let Regine tell you how she pivoted into the storytelling. These women were already in it, and they turned around and shifted it to accommodate today's volume, the way today's audience receives information. Regine.
Well, I'm Regine Motmans. I live in Belgium, but the work that I do now is for a Dutch company called Thirst. But I started off as a florist. So from '96, I had a flower shop. At some point, I thought, okay, these 4 walls, it's too small for me. I want to grow. So I started to visit growers and breeders to hear the story about flowers so that I could talk to my customers about what flowers were about, but also write about it, tell the story in my own way at very low level for my friends, for my family. So I started doing that, and I got noticed by a few companies that invited me to do something similar for them. And one of them was Fleur Creative. It was a floral magazine. So I started to organize big events in Belgium in the castle, Aldebize. I was art director for 8 years. And then I saw something from Thirst. It was a newsletter, and I thought, it's different than what I've seen before. I want to find who is owning it and who is doing this, because maybe that's a road for me to go and do what I love most, with my passion for flowers. So I found out that it was Arnold Whitkamp that was the owner for Thirst, and I started to work for them. That was end of 2019. And then COVID came. So for me as a florist, there was nothing to do. So I focused 400% on everything that involved writing, websites, SEO, everything that was possible I learned in those 2 years of COVID. And yeah, so now I'm really happy that I'm floral connector for Thirst and the art director of the platform. And with Thirst, we want to create a movement that flowers make everything more beautiful and that it's healthy for everybody.
Fantastic. So if you guys can please go to all their social media platforms, take a look at it and learn a little bit more about who they are and what they do, you will get surprisingly, excited about your industry again and what marketing really means. So my question to you guys, the first one, each of your platforms and you guys as individuals are respected in your field because you've done the work. You did the work, you did your branding, you know who you are, and then now you projected it to the public. So my question to you is, what are the biggest misconceptions people have about what media is responsible for and can do for you? And I would like to ask Rio that question. Allison, jump in with your history.
Absolutely. So I think one of the big misconceptions is that you can buy your way through media. So I think the best planners, there's got to be a match between the brand. As media, you've got to understand the client, you've got to understand what it is they're trying to portray, and you need to believe in it yourself. It's so important that we are reporting authentically in the way that we're representing the businesses that we talk about. We need to be trusted if people don't trust us as a platform, so we have to put the right information out there. So for us, we can usually identify the clients that we'll be able to represent well. We can usually straight away say, this is going to be a match for our audience. I'm going to be able to make a difference for your business. And I think that's the biggest gift you can give. I mean, everyone here has stayed back rather than going and getting changed early, going and doing your hair and makeup. It's the gift I would give to you, is just understanding when you talk to a media platform, if you can speak to the founder and they will say, yes, we can make a difference. But that's not a commodity you can just buy. So that misconception, you can go to any platform and say, bring me sales, bring me leads. If it's the wrong platform, they're not going to do it for you. It's got to be the right match.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, to echo that, I was going to say some clients have extreme expectations of immediate ROI in sales when they work with media, for example. And I would say you need to have your ducks in a row first, i.e. your personal brand, your business brand, and you need to build relationships with us as media, because consistency builds trust, trust builds business. That's marketing. So, work on building relationships with editors. We're not scary. We need you just as much as you need us. We need your beautiful content, your weddings. And like, Alison rightly said, the pay to play game. Not all media requires you to spend thousands and thousands for us to feature you. Some do. my platform, for example, we will feature you if we feel you're bringing value and you're not just sending us a sales pitch. So if you send me a press release and it's, all kind of very self-absorbed and, if you're bringing value to my readers, it's newsworthy, it's interesting content, why would I not feature you, But if you want something more strategic, if you want longer term campaigns, then yes, please spend your marketing budget with us and allow us to build your brand and your credibility even further than what you may already have. So yeah, it's not necessarily pay to pay, and also longevity, build relationships.
Absolutely. This question specifically is for you, Samar. It says, as we shift the focus to actionable growth, what is the single most effective strategic move that the event professionals, hospitality, venues can implement today to grow their brands beyond simply listing their services or buying an ad? Because they have that misconception, if I have an ad in your magazine, on your website, it's going to do something else. What is your suggestion?
I'd love to say advertise with our platforms and magazines and list, but we're not here actually to pitch our businesses. The single most effective tactic I find that will help you grow your brand is strategic collaboration. We do that a lot. We see the results, and I'm sure anyone can implement it. When a brand associates itself with a stronger brand, whether in the same industry or any industry, a wedding planner with a venue, or even with a luxury hotel, or with the fashion world, or with jewelry, beauty, whatever it is, with any stronger brand, and together they create a project or an initiative, whatever it is, a contest, educational content, an award, a seminar, whatever it is, when this association happens, the brand automatically elevates to a different level. So I'd like to challenge everyone here in the room. You've got here la crème de la crème of the wedding industry around the world. Find someone in here to collaborate with and create an initiative, a project where you can associate yourself with and see how the impact of this is on your business. But find something that is easily implementable, that doesn't take a lot of resources and time.
We've already had a couple of collaboration discussions between us as media.
I have a collaboration.
Single one of us.
Nadia is waving because Arabia Weddings and Nadia are collaborating to produce a beautiful event in Amsterdam next year. I have a collaboration with Alison as well, a collaboration with Arun. So we constantly reach out to others, suggest ideas.
Yeah.
Even Rio and I are collaborating for a seminar together.
Yeah.
So there's nothing more powerful, I believe, than partnerships and strategic collaboration.
Absolutely, and I have to echo that, because people think that because I run a magazine that I'm not going to work with another magazine.
Yeah.
That's not happening. And this is White Sposa magazine. They're an Italian-based magazine. I have been going to Italy for over 10 years. I think I'm Italian. And I have decided that it was important for me to collaborate with a magazine that is local, that knows the market better than I do. My magazine, I call it the appetizer to the industry. So if I want the Middle East and the region, I'm going to these two ladies right here. If I want to go to Europe and London, I'm going to these two ladies right here. So you need to find in your circle who works for you and what can you do. And if you don't have that, you're in a room with over 300 people. I think you could find one person you like, and you should make it your point. So
one point murder here is that this is the value of attending networking events.
Yes.
This is the value of being at the table design exhibition or any other event in the industry. That's where you're going to meet your future strategic partner.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I agree. So the second question is, traditional media has they earned the public's trust through verification, verified content, and consistent standards. What keeps your media platforms credible in today's content climate, especially with this whole AI thing, and how do you build business trust and all of that? Jump in, but I know Alexa, Regina, Regine, if you want to answer that, and if there's something you want to answer.
May I start?
Go for it.
So, well, when we created Wedding Venues Directory, our first question was, we have enough verified media and press in weddings. So how we will outstand? And the first question was, what will stop the attention of the client, of our potential reader? So, we created our platform, we created our web digest, and so on. What next? Yes, the readers are coming, they are reading, but there were so few of them. We went to Instagram and started creating content that really stopped the attention of brides. Then it stopped the attention of couples and planners. So we are not verified media. It's better to say social media platform with strong directory. But we think about the client. The client interest is on the first position for us. We get acquainted with you and bring information about our clients who are placed on our platform via Instagram and TikTok. We produce interesting, engaging content. So this is our shift to modern world, because the main client today is who? Gen Z. And they want what? They want to see those things that are interesting for them, not for us owners. They want to understand that everything is personalized for them. So this is our shift, and as now I will tell from marketing perspective as a marketing manager, and I see the same shift on all these platforms. Yeah. They also came to Instagram. They think about, they don't take everyone who pays them. No. They deal with authentic journalism as well, and they create articles, overviews, interviews on the topics that are needed by you and by your couples. And that's the main point, and that's why we all are sitting here, because we work for wedding industry, we work for couples, and we bring value and help them to make their perfect weddings. We help them grabbing their attention in Instagram, in TikTok, making our websites better, phone friendly, making apps, everything for their convenience and everything for bringing them to you guys.
That's a great strategy. It's relevant for today's audience, what you're taking on. Regine, do you have?
Well, at Thirst, we are a different platform than your platforms, and what we do is to be as transparent and as truthful as possible, not only about ourselves, but about everything we write. If I write something about your magazine, I'm going to ask you 1,000 questions to be as truthful as possible, but also to create a feeling that it's a Thirst article, you know? Yeah. We try to do it with pictures, we try to do it with quotes from people. The first time that I saw pictures of table design exhibition 4 years ago, I thought, that's really beautiful event. I'm going to call Thomas, because he's one of my good friends, to give me some more feedback about it. So we wrote an entire article about table design. And the people were saying to me, if I'm in the article, even if I'm not there, I can feel it. I can feel it, what it was about. So that's important, I think.
It's your art of storytelling.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I hope so.
Because the other question I have is, I heard the story because we had our conversation. What example do you have to tell to the audience that you've accomplished with helping other people with your platform? Do you have an experience in which you were able to help a brand, either through marketing, advertising, or consulting, which we often do?
We do.
People come to us and say, hey, I'd love to take you for coffee and
let me pick your brains.
You know, how do you
I monetize that now, as do many of us. Sorry, what was the question?
Do you have an example
Yes,
of how you help?
Yeah, so quite a few. So honestly, I'm a big believer in community. So I've really leaned into that over the past 3 years and built Bride Club and Me Business, which is our B2B community in the UAE, that fosters growth, collaboration, connection. And as part of that, it bleeds into editorial content, events, etc. And I would say a recent good example would be a company that is relatively new in terms of brand, but has a longevity of background in entertainment, so providing entertainment for weddings, events, etc. And they're like a curator of everything entertainment, from the costume to the songs. It's not just, you know, do you need a DJ? Yeah, here's a DJ. They're a curator of entertainment. They joined the community. We had 5 different touch points, not just a one-off article or a one-off ad or a one-off attend a coffee morning. It was a 360-degree marketing plan over a period of time, which then led to, through referrals through the community, through trust, through credible editorial, which led to them curating all of the entertainment for the Hans Zimmer concert happening in the UAE. Nothing to do with weddings, don't ask me how they got that in my platform, but it happens. Through curating a lot of entertainment with the Big Night, which is one of the bigger planners in the UAE, and booking several weddings. And that was within 3 months of them working with Bride Club and Me as a brand. And when she sat down and told me that, you know, and this isn't me, you know, the same result doesn't happen for everyone, don't get me wrong, but this is a very, very good example of how having a strategic plan, not just a one-off article or a one-off listing, etc., working closely with the editor, with the team behind the brand, yield results. And it had several touch points. Community, getting to know the planners in the region, building trust, attending our events, backing that up with editorial to show what you've achieved as an entertainment agency. Then doing some digital ads, you know?
Exactly. And Melton didn't bring us here for nothing. The goal for Melton bringing us here is because she wants us, all these media figures, to amplify your work. So you need us, we need you, and that's how our industry continues to grow. Did anybody else want to tell a story?
I'm really happy to come in on that one, because I think it really shows that importance of developing that relationship between the editor and the brand. We took a group of wedding planners to go and experience a venue. We were going there anyway for a conference in Dubai. We knew there were going to be others from the UK that would be going to that conference. And this was a brand that was wanting to reach a UK audience. And with AI, there's got to be that genuine connection. There's got to be those genuine reviews. So instead of them just hosting us, as they might have, we could have gone in and written a great article and done what you would usually expect. Because of the relationship we had there, but you're wanting that wider reach. we'll just reach out to the other planners that are coming. See who can fly in a day early. You can host them. They hosted a roundtable breakfast. So we all did a tour of the hotel, roundtable breakfast, and actually sitting those planners down and saying, what should we be doing as a brand to resonate with your clients so that you can bring more clients here? And the strength that came out of that, they then have 8 ambassadors. They had 8 businesses that could go away and write a review, that could do all of those things that are feeding out there. It's not just the bit of media that's the really obvious one. It's all those touch points. And that's where the magic happens. And I think it's developing those relationships deeply enough that you can then go, I know what's going to help you. I'm going to make that connection.
That's fantastic. And we answered questions 4 and 5, so I'm going to skip to 6 because in our conversation. So number 6, my question was, as you guys are media professionals and things, what drives the business, how do you explain to audience, whoever you are, whether you're a planner, traveler, hotel, photographer, whatever, how do you feel your platform gives them credibility? There's so much noise out there, there's so much information, and we feel bad for you guys, because there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's so much, and now AI.
It's overwhelming.
How do you protect the credibility of your brand and their brand?
By always telling the truth. I think you have to tell the truth. And can I say, there's that saying about polishing a poo. You've got to have something good to start with. You've got to have a good product, and you've got to be honest about that product, and then use media to amplify it. But identify what you're good at. Be brilliant at that, because AI will find you out. AI looks at your own website, and you can ask AI. This is the beauty of working with AI. It's not like working with Google algorithms where everyone's going, how on earth do we work this? You just have to ask ChatGPT, why do you not believe what I'm saying on my website? And it will tell you it's because it's your website, and therefore it's going to be your marketing messages, and we don't believe that. So the brilliant thing Alexa said earlier on about stop blogging on your own website. There's no point in it. There's no point in talking yourself up. You need everyone else to be doing that. You've got to be doing some great stuff, so we've got something to talk about.
Did you want to jump in with that some more?
I just wanted to add that being on any of these platforms definitely adds credibility to the brand, to the business, and it gives authority. This authority will translate immediately into elevation of the brand, into enhancement of the business. So it's not just relying on social media. Yes, anyone can have a great Instagram account, post all the time, post beautiful pictures, but being on any of the platform, in a magazine, anything, it just gives more authority because other people are vouching for your brand. You're not just, it's not about talking about your own business and for your brand all the time.
Unless you are all Muhammad Ali and you're going to tell me you're the greatest, it's better if it comes from us. Nobody's going to believe you when you say I'm the greatest. But when we say it, they will trust it. And we at Worldwide Magazine, at White Sposa Magazine, we don't write about anything we haven't touched, felt, experienced. Our readers know we're credible. Ladies, we answered all my 7 questions. But did you want to say yes? Jump in.
No, please.
I maybe want to ask, who is using ChatGPT? That's good. And why do you use it? To get answers or to get ideas? Answers? And not for ideas yet?
Both. Everything.
Yeah, you should also use it to get ideas, to inspire you, to find out where the gems are that you didn't find yet. The places when you are organizing destination weddings, the cutest places that nobody knows yet, ChatGPT knows them. So try to use it as much as possible and then give it your authenticity. That's really important. Because marketing is one thing, it's like a moment, you market yourself, it's an event, but branding is something that lasts longer than marketing. It lasts when the lights are out. So I would encourage you all to make sure that you have a brand.
You ladies, go ahead.
Yes, a quick note on AI. Remember when I said that when we were organizing the exhibition, Facebook and the social media came along and this was a challenge and we had to stop and think what next we do, and then we embraced technology. We are now facing almost the same thing with AI.
Yep.
The Gen Zs are not searching on Google, and platforms like us depend a lot on organic traffic from Google search. So honestly, traffic is dropping. And it's mainly because of LLMs, all that, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever. People are going there to search, and even when they go on Google, the AI review that Google offers is not prompting people to click on it and go on a website. But so they're finding their answers around our platforms and not on our platforms. So now every one of us, we're in a position that we have to stop and think, how are we going to adapt? For me, I consider this a revolution, that what's happening with AI. It's very serious for our businesses.
And we also have to remember, I don't know if you guys understand, AI is still evolving.
Yeah.
If you put in the wrong words, it will make you a whole new other person. And who's going to fact check that? Only a journalist, only writers.
A quick advice, don't go on to any of those LLMs. I personally use Gemini and not ChatGPT, but there are many others as well, Vogue and Perplexity, etc. Right, who is your brand? What do you know of your brand? Tell me about your brand and see what it says. If the information is mixed up, if it's not correct, then somewhere out there on your website, on your socials, on LinkedIn, reviews, testimonials, on directories, there's something out there that is not aligned with what exactly you're doing. Go and fix it. Go and find where there is something that does not represent your brand well, and try and fix it. Because those LLMs, where are they getting their information from? They're getting from everywhere.
Yeah. And I think that's where directories are so useful, because where you've got that really, really structured data, and little things like, for venues, their capacity, the number of keys, these little facts, if they are consistent on every single platform and every single directory, it's putting a really strong message out there. But as soon as there is a little bit of ambiguity, and that's hard with some venues, and I know particularly some of the big Indian wedding venues that have got different capacities depending on the type of event, it's really difficult getting that information across, but it's going to be so important.
Alexa,
I will do a small summary of this question, may I? So actually, you need to understand that ChatGPT is not your competitor, it's your friend. Because Gen Z is coming. This year showed you that there are many Gen Z couples and they will grow and grow. They won't Google, they won't ask Gemini because they don't trust Gemini. They will, first of all, go to ChatGPT and ask what you need to do. First, you need to have a high quality ChatGPT readable website. It is very important. Not just nice website with your pictures. You need to have your social media with equal information that you have on your website. You need to have publications on official media and press. Why? Because ChatGPT, when ChatGPT is learning about you, it will go to your website, it will go to your communications with this chat, it will go to your social media, but still ChatGPT doesn't trust you. it will go and ask press and media.
Exactly.
And if press and media wrote about you, not just put some of your photos or just copy-pasted your info from your website, if it is authentic journalism, if it is a good interview, showing your professional level, showing your benefits, showing your hidden gems, then ChatGPT will read it, and as pure journalist, okay, I've checked on 3 points. This business is legit and this business should be recommended by me. So guys, come on, ask me questions. I will showcase this business.
And this is the precise reason why each of you need to reach out to each one of these amazing women, ask them questions, get their information, count them. They're brilliant.
I just want to say one thing very quickly, and right. The other day, a planner approached me, and the planners will like this, okay? Approached me to market and advertise them. We do our research, okay? I went and checked their LinkedIn, I went and checked their Instagram. Every single post of theirs was an AI-generated wedding. Now, if it's for inspiration and it's declared as such, this is for inspiration, etc. On their stories, I checked, did Google reverse image? They are lifting images off, and then they expect me as an editor to go and promote them as they're one of the best, they're tooting their own horn. When you guys are doing blood, sweat and tears doing the work, as journalists and as media, we do the research to make sure that the right people are represented and given the credit. Not just someone who's going to pay us. So this is where, you know, we are your friends as well, right?
Exactly.
Sorry, I had to say that. I was itching.
No, it's good. Understand we are your partners in growing your business. Ask us questions.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.